Alrighty, so this is a video that I've promised to do several times and I haven't got into it. But it's about my school, the Culinary Institute of America. I've received so many emails and messages about questions about my school, the program, how I decided to go to culinary school, why I decided to go to the culinary school, what's different between my school and the other schools, etc., etc., what makes it so prestigious, and if you guys should also come to my school. So first things first, I'm not a student representative. I'm just a regular student at my school. And I don't think I can go into like saying certain things because I think my school will probably like track me down. But I'm just gonna tell you guys generally how the program works and then what I think about it, I guess, and reasons why you should come to the school. So first thing is first, there are two programs at my school. It's the baking and pastry program and the culinary arts and business management program. You could either pick the either two, and then from there you decide whether you want to go into the associates or the bachelor's. The associates is just like any other associates at any other college. It's 2 years, and the bachelor's is 4 years. And rather than at like a 4 year degree college, you'll start off with general education first. So your basic like psychology, blah, blah, blah. And then you go into your major classes the last 2 years. At my school, it's kind of the opposite. It's like you do the first 2 years for your associates, everyone goes through the kitchens and the fundamentals of cooking and learning to really hands-on cooking. And then the last 2 years for your bachelor's is like all book stuff like accounting and like psychology and Spanish and whatever, all of your regular college classes. So, reasons for people to come to my school is not only for the reason of wanting to become a chef, but also to become a food journalist or a food photographer or a food critic or a wine and beverage director or someone who wants to start their own restaurants or someone who wants to go into front of the house managing or, there's like endless amount of things, reasons why people come to my school. And the reason why I came to my school was because I want to be a restaurateur. And I don't, meaning I want to start my own restaurants. Not necessarily meaning that I want to become my own chef and not that I'm going to run my kitchen. It's more like a partner thing. I want to come up with the concepts of my restaurants, the themes, definitely what kind of cuisine that I want to do, and blah, blah, blah. But leave the back of the house to a chef. So hiring a chef actually. And my whole thought process behind coming to school for coming to my school rather than going to business school is that if I go to a regular 4 year, and I did go to a 4 year, like I was going to regular community college, and I was actually supposed to go to UCSD when I got out of high school, but change of plans and that didn't happen. So I went to community college for 2 years and took GE classes, but you know, my passion is in the restaurant industry, and it's like I'm not gonna learn a single thing about the food industry at a regular 4 year degree at college where they teach you business administration or business economics. They're gonna teach you, economy and blah 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 blah, but they don't teach you like how to run a business, how to run a restaurant. And so, I think the biggest mistake for people who think that anyone can just up and run a restaurant is the fact that they don't have the experience to run a restaurant. And so you see like all these shows on like, Kitchen Nightmares where Gordon Ramsay goes in and, helps these restaurants that are completely being run to the ground. It's like kind of retarded because the people that open the restaurants are like people who have absolutely 100% no experience in the restaurant industry, like none. They've never cooked in their life. They graduated from a 4 year degree college with a degree in some random, bachelor's degree, and then just up and decide I can run a restaurant. I graduated getting my business degree and blah blah blah, but they don't know a single thing about food, wine, food cost, labor cost, how all of it works, right? So that was my whole thing. I figured, starting from the bottom up, learning the food hands on, understanding the concept, and really getting my hands dirty and understanding the hard work it takes in the back of the house, and going through everything that all other chefs go through, and then proceeding to go and run a restaurant. I think for me, just made a lot more sense to get that hands-on experience. So that's the reason that I came to culinary school, and I really didn't do too much research before I came to school. It was a last minute decision. I randomly just was like, you know what, forget going to college. I'd rather go to culinary school and just really learn what I need to learn. I just researched, top 10 culinary schools on Google, did a little research here, there, was debating Cordon Bleu, there was Johnson and Wales, there was the French Culinary Institute. There were all these prestigious culinary schools, but I settled on the CIA, mainly because I looked up on a lot of these forums what people preferred, and the experience of actual students. Like I went on Facebook and like read, a few of what other students had to say about the Culinary Institute, and pretty much based my decision on that. And I had no idea what I was getting into really, because I applied to the school in 3 months, and like I applied to the school and then got accepted and then started school in 3 months, and it was like bam bam bam, like I got accepted, I packed up and I moved, and it was just like really, last minute. But I definitely made the right decision, and my school is extremely it definitely stands up to what it's known for. How it works is when you first come into school, you're gonna go through B block. We don't call it semesters or quarters, we call it blocks, and our blocks are 3 weeks. Typically, some classes are only a week, some classes are a week and a half. The maximum most classes are 3 weeks, and every 3 weeks you change classes. So when you first come to school, you're in B block, and that's mainly the fundamentals of like it's the foundation of before going into the kitchen. So you start to learn, product knowledge, meaning you start to learn all your vegetables, your fruits, where everything comes from, how you know it's ripe, tastings, and then you learn, if you're from another country, which is very, very common at my school, like 95% of the school is not from New York. Like half the students are international, and then whatever. You have to go through English, mathematics, blah blah blah, learning how to scale recipes, da 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 da, and then you move on to learning how to do butchering, like meats class. You learn the parts of a cow, the parts of a sheep, the parts of a pig, and then you learn how to butcher literally in a week. And then you move on to like fish class, where you learn seafood, and you literally work doing fish all day for a week. Like you're filleting fish, you're cutting fish, you're gutting fish, you're scaling fish, you're cleaning fish. It's like fish, fish, and fish. And then you move on to classes where you have your first skills class, and that's like your home-based class. That's like the beginning of everything coming together. You start to learn how to do knife cuts. You start to make fundamental, like basic sauces, your 5 mother sauces, like a marinara, typical tomato sauce, like a hollandaise, mayonnaise and stuff like that. And then you learn how to like make stocks, and then you move on to actually cooking proteins and then vegetables, and then how to do this and that. And then once you learn like all your basics, they start to teach you cuisines. So you go on to learn American cuisine generally all throughout the US, meaning like Cajun, Mexican, blah blah blah. And then you learn Asian cuisine, where it's like 3 weeks of you're going through all of Asia: Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Thailand, India, and you're going through all of that. Then you're going through Mediterranean cuisine and blah 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 blah. And then you go on externship. And then externship is pretty much the school telling you to go work in the industry for 6 months. And you literally have to find a place to go to, just like you would try to find a job. And you go work for some prestigious restaurant for 6 months. You practice everything you've learned. You come back with everything like more, and then you go into advanced cooking, and then you learn wines class, and then you learn more of the book stuff again, restaurant law, more math, management. Then you go into wines, which is where I'm at, banquet, catering, and then you go into the restaurants, and then you graduate with your associates. So that's how the associates program works. And then the bachelor's, I really don't know about the bachelor's, but couple things. I know this video is going on pretty long. If you're deciding that you want to come to, or you want to go to the culinary, or you want to go to a culinary school, few things that I think you need to know is that, one, don't expect for it to be easy. It's the most demanding school. It's just really demanding. I've never studied this much in my life. I've never had to get up at 2 in the morning to go to class. Yeah, we have 2 in the morning classes where you're up for 8 hours and you are not sitting down studying. You are working, and you have a chef screaming at you, and you are hustling, and people are crying, and it's not makeup. It's very hardcore. Like, you need to have good work ethics. You need to be humble when you come into school. Scratch everything you've learned. Try to gain as much knowledge as you can. And don't expect that you're also going to graduate becoming a chef. Like, you're not a chef when you graduate. Literally, coming to school, I feel like I've barely learned anything. Now, that sounds kind of like, what the heck? But I mean, like, I've learned a lot, but I feel like I've barely touched the surface of everything. Like, barely. So, really, my career starts after I graduate from school, and really, just like any other profession, just because you graduate doesn't make you an automatic professional. It's like, it's actually your passion that will have to drive you. They're saying that like 90 something percent of us won't even make it in the industry. So realize that when you come to school, it's not, just because you come to school, you're not going to be successful. It's really your own drive and passion to get there. And then it costs a lot of money. So that's something that you need to figure out. I'm on student loans, and majority of the students at my school are on student loans. I got $30,000 in grants and scholarships, but I'm still paying $50,000 out of my pocket for school, which is ridiculous, right? So it's about $40,000 a year, and it goes up every year. It's a private institution, and so prepare yourself for that, and also prepare yourself to just come in with like a blank slate, come in with a blank slate and just absorb everything, and just don't expect it to be like playtime. But if you're serious about the career, I definitely recommend it. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, if you guys are curious about how my school is, you can probably watch my old video logs, because I talk a lot about my school and what I'm doing currently and blah, 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 blah. So, or if there's more personal questions, you can go ahead and message me. But besides that, I don't want to take much more of your time. You can check out my school, ciachef.edu, or you can look up on Google and see if you'd want to go to Johnson and Wales or the French Culinary Institute, because those are our arch enemies. We are all at competition, but they are also phenomenal schools, I heard. So I guess I'll talk to you ladies later. Bye!